Sports gambling is destroying Gen Z men. Now I must say, I just quit sports gambling. Like I just quit sports betting like 4 days ago, probably. So might have some interesting thoughts towards this.
What is going on, everybody?
Can I say, by the way, seeing like an old school COD commentary of just some satisfying Call of Duty gameplay and somebody talking about something, it's something so soothing about it.
Random Hero Gaming back again. It's good to be back this soon. This is a very, very important and dire video. All men must listen, because if you're listening to my videos, odds are you are a disaffected young man. You yearn for change. You see the world and everything you love crumbling around you. Even if you're in your 20s, this is not even a world or a society you recognize. It is increasingly more unhinged, more multi.
High key, life has changed so much. It's like the world is softer, but yeah, life is so much harder.
Cultural. You don't know anyone around you. They don't know you. They don't care. Industries are being wreaked havoc on. You are being reduced to a worm. You have no power. You have no autonomy. No companies want you. You're fighting for your life, and you realize this is not the world you want to occupy now or in.
I'm not gonna lie, this sounds so pessimistic, and I see where he's coming from. Like, I can empathize, but I really do feel like life is what you make of it. So it's like these things are true, but what are you gonna do about it? You feel
In
me?
the future, it's not the one you want your kids to grow up in. It's not the one you want your grandkids to grow up in. You realize we are heading towards a very precarious situation. So this is why you really need to listen up. And I want to talk about the epidemic of sports gambling. And I'm not going to get on here with this holier than thou speech, this browbeating to young men that I'm better than you, that I escaped, I never fell into that mumbo jumbo, because it's not true. I was, for about 8 or 9 years,
God,
a pretty regular sports gambler.
8 or 9 years. Like, I got into sports betting like 2 years ago, and I remember when I got into it because like I never even really watched sports. Like, I've just never been one to watch sports until a couple years ago. And I remember I was playing a game with one of my friends, and he hit a parlay. He turned like $5 into 200. And before then, I didn't have much interest in sports. But like, when I hear money, my ears open. You feel me? So he starts telling me about it. I started learning about it. Then I get into watching football. But I got into it because the idea that I can make money from it. You feel me? So I'm just trying to learn the sport. Got into watching basketball to learn the sport for real. But like, and I got deep in, like knees deep, balls deep within a matter of 2 years. So imagine eight. Eight is crazy. 2 years? I didn't even realize how bad it was until my girl's telling me like, yo, you might have a problem. And she called me out. She said, yo, off the wake up, you check your phone, the first thing you're doing is putting bets in. Throughout the day, you're putting bets in. When we're out on the road, you're putting bets in. Before we go to sleep, you're putting bets in. When you got out the shower, you're putting bets in. You wake up out your sleep and you put more bets in. That was just within 2 years. Imagine 8. That's crazy. They must have had you by the balls.
When the day I turned 18, I remember wanting to gamble. It was one of the first things I was looking forward to doing.
Turning 18 and being excited to gamble off rip is crazy work. Like, I remember when I turned 18, I was excited. Like, I wanted to go and move out. You know, I was working. Like, I was excited to be able to go out, be out as late as I want. Wasn't nobody think about gambling? Like,
Opened a
what?
gambling account with an offshore book, gave it my social security, deposited some money from a birthday or something, and I started betting and betting and betting. And this was when it was illegal, way more taboo, and it wasn't as crazy. You couldn't do all these crazy parlays and such. So I really did enjoy just betting on the spread of a game or the over-under, keeping it very simple and not betting much, but enough to where, like, I'm watching this game, I need action on it. Even if it's not much, I need action on it to even enjoy it. And I did this.
That mentality is scary, okay? Because that was me. I was doing 10-cent bets. Your boy was balling on a budget. When I tell you I was like off the wake up before I go to sleep, all that, by the time I go to sleep, like at the end of my day when I look at my picket, I probably had like 230 bets in for that day. Doing penny bets. I'm talking like 10-cent, 20-cent. Bankroll management is important. And I was very big on bankroll management. You feel me? And I was profitable. I literally was profitable month over month. I might have had like 2 bad months in like the last year. You feel me? But it was such a time suck. Like, all I was thinking about was gambling.
For about 8 years, and without a doubt, I definitely did not come out profitable. I didn't even track it.
I think the reason most people don't come out profitable is because they lack that bankroll management. It's the same thing whether you're sports betting, whether you're at a casino. Bankroll management is so important. It's all about being able to risk an amount that you can continue to that if you were to be on a losing streak, you don't completely clean out your bankroll. And if you don't know, bankroll is just like the amount that you have to play with, essentially. So the goal is, because betting is, and similar to stocks, kind of is, it's ups and downs, ups and downs. But if you don't manage your bankroll properly, you will clean out your bankroll so fast. So risk management, bankroll management, they all go hand in hand. So I feel like most people who aren't profitable, they haven't learned or they don't have the discipline to manage their bankroll properly.
Didn't create a model. I'm not a quant. I didn't know what the hell. I think, oh, you know, they sell you a dream. You watch a lot of sports. You must really know your stuff. You know all the players on all the teams, and you know the strategies, and you know
That knowledge do go a long way though. Like my boy Leon, he knows the ins and outs of football, and he be hitting. Granted, he's not like as far in as I was. He'll do a money line parlay here and there, you know, and he's definitely positive. I'm very confident, because he knows so much. But fortunately, he has like the self restraint to not let that become such a big factor in his life. Like he keeps it solely as like something he does once in a while just to have
the
fun.
injury.
And I think that's healthy. That's okay, have fun. But at least for me, it became like a lifestyle. And that's where it becomes unhealthy.
Reports, and you study all those things and how teams perform in certain.
But honestly, I would say I think part of the problem, and this is not me avoiding accountability here, because ultimately I know I have an addictive personality, and ultimately this falls on me the same way it falls on everybody else who has become like a gambling addict, and instead of looking at it as like a way to have fun, they look at it as an investment tool, which is risky and it's a grind to it. But I think a lot of it is due to the economy, honestly, because if you're anything like me, I had it hard. You feel me? I had it hard. If I could turn $5 into 200, that to me felt life changing. That would cover my light bill. That would cover my car insurance. Like that was money that I felt like, dang, you know what? If I could make that extra money, that would be so great, because life is just so expensive. Why I feel like I need to make this extra money. And that's a dangerous mentality to have when gambling, of course. But at the same time, the economy that we in, everything is so expensive. It's so expensive. This is crazy. I'm fully transparent here, okay? Right now, I'm probably making a cool like $60K with my job. I remember growing up, I thought 60K is like you're doing okay. 60K, you're doing okay. You're not balling, you're not rich, but you're comfortable. I am far from comfortable. Yeah, I'm not like out here starving. I'm not down bad, but I'm not comfortable by any means.
Weather, and you're looking at the wind in the game, and they're not going to kick as many field. It's all priced in. You are not smarter than the system. And so 8 years of gambling, how did I stop? Which is the most important thing. How did I?
Honestly, when I stopped cold turkey. No, I didn't stop cold turkey. I had some left. I had like maybe $20 in one sports book, 30 in the next, 10 in the next. Like I had like 7 or 8 different sports books, just constantly trying to bet on the sports book that had the highest odds for the bet I was trying to take. So now, like I said, I was knee deep. Like they had me by the balls. But yeah, I remember when I first was like, all right, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to put my time in other things. Yeah, I think at some point I tried to cash out on one of my sports books. I tried to cash out all of them. Some of them it wouldn't let me. Like my bank kept refusing it for some reason. So I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just play larger straights. Instead of doing 10 cent, 20 cent bets, I'm doing $3, $4 bets, $5 bets. And it was weird because it's like I knew I wanted to stop. And all I told myself was, okay, once this amount cleans out, I am not depositing anymore whatsoever. And then I kept hitting and hitting and hitting. And it was like, bruh, like I'm trying to walk away and y'all keep just pulling me back in. That shit is weird. But eventually I cleaned it out. I ain't depositing no more. I do keep up with like basketball and football now because I have become a fan. But like I'm done. I don't put no bets in.
Completely get out of gambling. And it wasn't easy. It really wasn't easy. But ultimately what happened was gambling.
When I tell you, I know I paused a lot, but when I tell you it wasn't easy, I was so used to, I'm driving, I'm at a red light. I'm checking the real app. I'm checking what's going on in the game. I'm checking the odds. I'm checking for any updates, who's playing, who's questionable. You feel me? And it got to, like, when I stopped and I could just drive and not have a reason to constantly be checking my phone at a red light, okay? At a red light, not while I'm driving, as far as anyone's concerned. But, yeah. When I could finally just drive and not be so consumed by like the gambling culture, it's honestly been like a load off my shoulders. Like I feel like I have more time in my day. I feel like I have more energy.
Became extremely mainstream. The ability to bet on 9 different things. You know, you have your 8-leg parlays with your over-unders on receiving yards and rushing yards and points, rebounds, assists, and you could do all kinds of crazy combinations. And the gambling has gotten so mainstream that it has repulsed me. It held up a mirror to me and showed me this is what you are associating with. Because now you have TV shows based around gambling. You have ads on.
The ads are crazy. The fact that you get Prize Pick ads, FanDuel ads, as a fanatic, I don't know, it's multiple different sportsbook ads that you will get in the middle of a NBA game, in the middle of a football game. The fact that it's being advertised to this extent is like, it's absurd. It's absurd. Like, I actually feel like the sports books and the actual NBA association or the NFL should not be like this closely tied where the ads are going mid-game, mid-program. Like, that's scary. That's scary.
Gambling, you have pre-shows. When you watch a game, the pre-show is all about gambling. You have a clueless woman, that's probably like 5'6", 90 pounds, can't even catch a football, telling you what you should bet on and who you should gamble on and all that. So
if you tell anybody like that, you just stupid.
It held up a mirror to me, and one of the most radicalizing things was seeing this disgusting crustacean, this abomination monster, this pubic hair, nostril infested monstrosity cretin named Dave Portnoy.
Crazy way to describe
and the
it.
brand of Barstool Sports. And when I saw Barstool content and Dave Portnoy on the internet talking about gambling and making it his whole brand, and just seeing who exactly is gambling, who are the ambassadors for gambling, it repulsed me. I do not want to be associated with these people. They are corny. They're not funny. They're not interesting. They're not talented. And that's when I was like, I had enough. I'm betting, and oh God, just hearing about these Barstool people talking about their parlays. And so I got to a point where I was so disgusted with myself, so disgusted with the culture around gambling, the mainstreamification of it, who was talking about it, how it was everywhere, and it made me not want to gamble. And that's only half of it. That's only half of it. So why do people gamble? Why are young men so drawn to gambling?
Because they want to make money. Simple. Because the average person is working an average job, which is paying average pay, so it's making average money, but average money doesn't fund a lifestyle. So they seek to make money in, outside ways, unconventional ways. And if you ask me, it's better than selling drugs. It's better than drug trafficking, sex trafficking. It's better than a lot of things, yes. But I think that's the real reason. Genuinely. That and they are constantly throwing ads in your face that's like, hey, $5 into 200, $5 into 1,000. And they sell the idea of parlays, where you're taking this amount of money and you're 200xing it. Yeah, it sounds good if it's like, yo, if I could take $1 and turn it into 200, I would do that any day of the week. So I feel like they sell you on that idea. And again, we all need money. We all want money. And this economy is rough. So I feel like it's so many aspects that's going to pull people towards the idea of gambling.
Because gambling
At least that's how it was for me.
hijacks this innate need for men to explore, to conquer, to take a gamble. What do you think Christopher Columbus and all these explorers did? They took a gamble for something better for themselves, their family, their people, their country. And they took a giant leap, a gamble. And that is very much missing from today's day and age. Everything is extremely safe. Driving a car, flying in a plane. They've took the danger and treachery out of our daily lives. So these gambling companies sell it. Hey, take a risk. Throw $10 on it. Throw some pizza money on a 5-8 game parlay. And your brain imagines that you are taking a conquest, an adventure, and hunting for something that'll pull you out of your misery, of your awful situation. And that is the giant problem with gambling. It hijacks an extremely potent and strong, sharp part of your young, formative brains. I read that half of men under 30, from 18 to 30, have placed a sports bet. Half. So it's a lot of you listening.
It's a lot of people.
To go full circle here, why I'm making this video and why it's so important is because
especially when they have these sign-up promos where you bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets. You win your first bet and you'll get 3 months of NBA TV, NBA Live, whatever it's called. So it's all these perks that you get for signing up and trying a new sports book.
Because you guys are the disaffected young men that are going to make change. And it's very clear that we cannot vote our way out of this mess that we're in, this just rotting corpse of a society, this McMansion America, where everything is a very surface level social media idea of what a country is, and then you look underneath the surface after all the fake economic data and you realize it is a rotting corpse. It is disgusting. And we need you guys, young men, not even young, I'd say men under 50 that want to make change, even older men that want a better future for this country, for America. You need to preserve your capital, and you cannot be gambling. You cannot be associating yourself with these degenerate.
I would say not even just preserve the capital, but investing it in a way that you will make more money.
Disgusting freaks.
And I don't mean through gambling.
Like Dave, I want you to imagine Dave Portnoy with his man boobs and his hairy, disgusting chest. And every time you place a bet, that guy is right next to you and you could smell him. That's who you are associating with this.
Y'all ever go to a casino? Most of those casinos stink. They stink. It's a bunch of musty people in there. I went to one time with my family. I think we was in St. Louis, Missouri, and they was letting people smoke cigarettes inside of there. It just smells so bad. It smelled so bad. I did not enjoy being there. I felt dirty. I got home and immediately, well, not even home, got back to the Airbnb and immediately needed to shower. That's a different type of environment.
Disgusting human being and barstool culture, going out drinking and banging a bunch of women and getting diseases and looking like a fool. That is who you are associated with. When I hear people out and I'm at a bar or something and they're, oh, my parlay just missed by this one thing. Oh, I need this for the parlay. And it's become nauseating how many times.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, though. That shit is fun to talk about. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to track. I'd be constantly looking at the real app and I'm like, yo, one more, Bam Adebayo, I need 2 more rebounds. I'm going to make $20 off my 20 cents. It is exhilarating. It is that roller coaster of emotions that you feel, but oftentimes I be feeling like they gambling too. Bam Adebayo, his rebound line might be 13 rebounds. He will do 11 in the first half. You're like, yo, I'm so close to cashing this parlay. And he'll go the whole second half not getting a single rebound. He'll just stop getting rebounds. Just completely stop. It's like that man just start avoiding the ball like it got the plague.
Times I hear that. You are associating with these suckers. You are a sucker.
So it could be fun. I read a study about. I can empathize.
That took 700,000 gamblers over a 5-year span. 3% were profitable after a 5-year span. You cannot beat the system, and it doesn't mean that you're stupid or.
I would agree. I think the average person won't be profitable with sports betting, and I think the reason is because they're sold on the idea of parlays, and parlays is pretty much designed for you to lose. Think about it. If every sports book is pushing parlays, the ads are pushing parlays. An ad, right? An ad placement is something they pay for. Why do they pay for the ad? They pay for the ad as an investment so they can make more money. Why would they spend money to promote something that they're going to lose money on by paying you if you win? So, yeah, I think the average person who's running parlays, it's designed for you to lose. But if you're running straights, you can be profitable. If you're doing plus EV, you could be profitable. I think there are profitable betting strategies, but it takes time. And even still, it's I think it takes a certain kind of person to have that bankroll management to not let gambling consume them. Because there are people who do it professionally. It's just, it's just that top 1%.
Or bad at what you do doesn't mean that you are inferior. It means that the house always wins. And sometimes, you flip a coin 100 times.
Just remember, a casino, a sports book, they are a business. And a business exists for one thing: to make money. They make money off of you. If you can sign up for free, if they are promoting it to you, you kind of are the product. You're what's being sold.
There's going to be a couple times you hit 6 heads or 6 tails in a row. That's just chance. Some people get lucky, and they'll make sure to televise it when people get lucky. But that just is not it. So we need you disaffected men, especially the young men, to preserve your capital, because when the time comes, you are going to need to use that to make real change, whether it be fund a voice that you resonate with and you want them to get to the table and you want them to either get on a stage, a debate stage, or you want to fund their voice on YouTube, or you want to fund their endeavors, or you want to fund your own endeavors to get the word out, to do things. And no, this isn't like a shameless call for me to take donations like, oh, donate to me, you'll make a difference. No, that's not what I'm saying here. And that's why it's extremely important you do not get entangled
Let's fast forward
in the pitfalls of
yes, preserve your money or really invest it. However,
Kelsey, oh God, I can't even watch. I think he's
because for me, when I replaced gambling, my mindset was like, let me take the same mindset of like grind, put all these bets in. Let me take that and apply that to YouTube and put that time into something that I really want to grow in. Like that was literally my mindset. So that's how I replaced it, was just a refocusing, taking the same mentality of being addicted to something and putting that energy to something else, which for me was YouTube.
On Amazon, I can't even watch Thursday Night Football when this slob is on my screen. That's what I think of when I think of gambling now. It's totally ruined for me since it's became mainstream, and seeing what gambling culture is, who gambles, who's pushing gambling on you, and you could see right through it that these people are vampires. And the other thing that really helped me get off gambling, I know I kind of go all over the place. I don't have a script. I don't read from anything. It's all one take, by the way. I get a lot of shit for, oh, you stuck.
Fast forward.
Is my business is revolved around gambling. You see, we men do need to satisfy that itch of conquest, of risk, of taking a chance. That is baked into you, and you can't get rid of it. And I satiate that urge through my business, and you could do it through your business, you could do it through a side business, you could do it through a hobby.
Yo.
I take a chance. I buy things, to keep it, pretty damn vague. I buy things, and I buy things that I see could have some value in it. I buy it, I add value, refurbish.
So you fix and flip. Hey, I used to do that with couches with my brother. We did it in Florida. We only stopped because we both had our own ventures at the time. So if we really weren't putting time into it how we could have and should have. But it's a lot of money to make in that market. There's values in the eye of the beholder, and we would go and we'd pick up couches, find them on Facebook Marketplace, wherever we could, honestly. And I'd reach out to them, pick it up same day, ideally, clean it up, do a steam clean, just bring it back to good condition or great condition, and then sell it for way more than what we got it for. Like, it was so much money potential in that. It sounds like pretty much what he's talking about. Flipping is a good hustle.
We'll keep it on. But I take a risk when I buy things and add value to it and then try to resell it for more money than what I bought it for. And that's a risk in itself, and it satiates it. It's made me not care much about gambling on sports. I don't. I'll look at the spread of a game before I watch it, but I don't gamble. And I genuinely
don't look at the spread,
have broken in
honestly.
addiction. And I know you guys can too. And if you're listening to this, as I said, you are extremely important for what comes next. And this future is worth fighting for. And you are going to need your resources. And you're going to need to build yourself up and have money ready to strike and influence to strike when the time comes to make things a lot better. That's all I got to say, guys. Gambling is going to wipe out a generation of young men with energy and fighting spirit, and that is what they want. That is what they say. Oh, the apple Jews, you can't name them. Okay, they do have they do have quite the influence. So if we want to fight,
I don't know where he's going with that at that point, but look, I want to say quitting sports gambling has been a godsend. I still sometimes wake up now and think to check Sportsbook or check the real app and see how the basketball games went last night and things like that. But uh, after drawing that line, like that very, very stern line of, hey, I need to take this energy and apply somewhere else, it's a weight off my shoulders. It really is. And what's interesting is when you are addicted to something, you never really realize until somebody else points it out. Like you can't see the picture from until you're outside of it, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you sports bet heavy, take a step back. My strong recommendation. It's been very helpful for me. If you just do on the side and you are very disciplined with your one bankroll management, two, you're not taking stupid bets, and three, you only do it for some like for fun, and you're not doing it because you need to do it. Cool, power to you. But for me, no, it's too dangerous.